Hi, good morning guys. Today we are not shooting a Bosryers episode. However, this is a memorial drive for the legend who started Bosryers. It was my father, Zagrys Dempers. You all know him with the Fortuner Grysbeer, and unfortunately he passed away on the 25th of June, and we are here to celebrate his life. So today we are here at Hathrot, where the Bosryers started, with Willem, who started Bosryers with my dad, and then my brother Morne, who's driving in memory of my father with Grysbeer. Now we are proud to say that both my dad's 4x4 vehicles that he started with is here. That is his Sani that he started with, and then later on he upgraded to Grysbeer. And it is a huge privilege for us to have such a beautiful convoy who came out for this beautiful day, and we thank each and every one of you who made time for this beautiful event. Willem, wil oom 'n paar woorde spreek?
Ag nee, die manne moet net veilig ry. Die dag geniet.
Okay.
Dit gedagtenis van jou pa.
Alright. And Morne?
It's for me a groot voorreg. It's really a huge privilege today to be able to drive Grysbeer. As Etienne said, it started with the Sani and moved over to the Fortuner, and both the vehicles are here. The Sani is mine now. Today I'm taking Grysbeer for the last drive in the veld as a Bosryers drive, and thank you for everyone's support.
Awesome.
Goeiemôre. Ek is Willem Lempel van Bosryers. Ons is vandag hier afskeid te neem van Zagrys Dempers, die stigter van Bosryers. En hierdie was obstacle waar hy mee gehelp het hierso, of die hindernis in Afrikaans, en ons gaan vir my naamplaatjie hier opsit, en vir die familie sê sterkte vir julle, en ons weet die hulp van ons hemelse Vader. Hy dra ons deur die waters, hy lei ons na waters waar rus is. Sterkte vir julle almal, en dit moet 'n moeilike dag wees vir julle, en ons hoop julle geniet die dag op 'n manier. Ja, natuurlijk. En dan is die laaste dag wat Grysbeer gaan saamry. Maar hy gaan hom bestuur. En ja, almal welkom, geniet die dag. Dankie. Goed, en dan gaan ons net namens die Bosryers vir die familie elkeen 'n fotootjie gee. Van sterkte vir julle. Etienne.
Dank you, Willem.
We started the day off at Grysbeer Hoogte. Now this is the specific obstacle that Zagrys assisted in building as well on this farm. And the first vehicle to take this obstacle is Grysbeer with Zagrys' son Morne behind the steering wheel. Now if we look at this obstacle, first of all, a camera will never get the true technicality of the obstacle. First of all, it's quite short turns, and secondly, the camber and the uphill and downhill on this obstacle is also not clearly visible on the film. However, the vehicles did have quite a struggle to get up and down through this narrow obstacle with huge rocks and also tire cutters in the middle of the obstacle. As every 4x4 enthusiast would know, knowing your vehicle and being part of your vehicle is absolute key in making a success of any obstacle course that you take. In this case, Morne did not drive a lot with Grysbeer, so in this specific day, he is taking every obstacle extremely cautiously to make sure that there's no mistakes whatsoever. And the following vehicle is Vic with the Raptor, and as you can see on this obstacle, he is quite struggling, not because the vehicle is not capable enough, simply because the specific obstacle is so narrow that the wide vehicle is struggling to get through the narrow pieces of the rock, and there's not much space to negotiate your way around through this obstacle. And also as part of this obstacle, you are sitting with these huge boulders that is either a sump or a diff breaker, so you need to take it quite slowly and cautiously. Luckily, that's exactly what Vic did, As you can see, his diff, or should I say, the shocks on the diff, did hit one of these boulders.
Hy word net te klim bo hoor.
And in true 4x4 friendship style, Willem and Vic is chirping each other.
Okay. Jy's stadig. Jy's bo hoor, jy's sharp.
And I would also like to say thank you to one of our fellow YouTubers, Anthony Forgy from, of course, 4x4, who made time to also visit on this special day. And it's also a privilege to say welcome to Marius, who came all the way from Randfontein, who also joined the Bosryers from episode 1. And this is Jaco and Barbara also appreciating the Grysbeer Hoogte obstacle with their standard 4x4 Fortuner. And unfortunately, with the low ground clearance, one rock almost got the best of them, but they won at the end.
Reverse bietjie, reverse. Right, skerp.
Net so.
Jy het die klip opgetel en saamgevat. Verstaan ek die lengte van dat. Okay, jy gaan hier begin klim en daar afstap, okay?
And then we had Stefanus with his Trailblazer also joining us on this special day. Thank you very much for coming out, Stefanus. On this obstacle though, his vehicle was extremely low, his belly plate did scrape, and it was a little bit of a mission to get him out. However, the bush mechanics always has a way.
Stop.
Die klip het opgeloop. Ja, ek het jou opgeloop.
Alright, jy kan Stadig. Hy gaan nou start van die klip af.
And you all know Kenny with his long beard and the orange pipe car, the epic bug. Well, today he came along with a new project that he was busy building and decided this was the excellent time to test it out. Well, you will see throughout the day how this vehicle is doing. And also joining in this convoy today, we have Armand with his Jeep. All the way from Fochville. Thank you very much for coming through as well.
Hey guys, so this specific obstacle, even though it looks quite small, it's one of the most technical and most difficult obstacles on this farm today. And when we were here in January shooting episode 9, we actually had one vehicle, the Rissy Pit, that broke off a Hathrot end on this obstacle. But nevertheless, we're going to enjoy this one.
And on this specific obstacle, the guys have a lot of fun, where there's two options, one for more extreme vehicles and one for more standard vehicles. Well, the standard vehicles, they go on a level 3 obstacle, and then the more extreme goes on a level 4, depending on which line you would like to take.
So Etienne, tell us a little bit, how did Bosryers come to volition?
Well, Werner, that's a quite interesting piece of history. My dad and a few of his friends used to drive together in the veld, where some other friends also used to join in, but later on, then everyone would take videos and pictures of the day with their own cell phones, then share it along to each other. Then my dad decided, you know what, let's just create one WhatsApp group called the Bosryers, and everyone can just share on the group where everyone is already invited with one share. Then later on, we had so much extra people joining in all the fun, and eventually we came to a point where we actually got a camera guy, and everything got together. Then the Bosryers episodes started. So it was not something that was planned, it was not something that we decided up front, it just naturally happened. And then from episode 2, you yourself came on board and continued with us to go the extra distance with us to bring the production on the screens.
Like I said. Anthony, you legend!
Net reguit. Net reguit.
Sarah, please.
Julle weet net, toe Vicky opry, toe sê ek mos 'n bietjie windgat en toe sê ek mos nou, rooi forts breek op hierdie obstakel. En Vicky kry so amper op tot bo. En hy gee maar 'n gesigsuitdrukking van, jy sê wat? En pa! Steek sy dip vas. Bubble burst net daar. Oh no.
I know everyone knows Kenny being the fearless guy with the orange paper car that just flies over obstacles. However, in this case today, he's driving a new project car, the green thing that doesn't have a name yet. This vehicle is loaded with a 1400 engine and big wheels. With a few extra modifications, this vehicle will definitely be a beast. And then the last vehicle on this obstacle is Armand with his white Jeep. And then a huge thank you to Kobus, who is escorting all the ladies in Zagrys' family with Zagrys' old Sani.
So Etienne, tell me, why is this place called Hathrot? Tell me a little bit more about the history.
Well, Werner, Hathrot has really got a rich history, with the venue being more or less 1.5 kilometers out of Carletonville, and beneath the surface is a series of caves called Hathrot. Why the name Hathrot? Well, first of all, the entrance of the caves looks like a little hut, and then in Afrikaans it's called grotte, in English it's caves, so that's basically the name Hathrot. With a few hills and a lot of rocks, roughly about 95% of this 4x4 course is natural track. With Hathrot being so close to town, it's really convenient for in case you do need some spare parts, oil, or maybe something to drink. And while we were sitting around having lunch, some of the guys walked around and saw some new obstacles. And that's where some of the guys decided, this is a new playpen.
Die video's so goed gezien het.
Yeah, it should. That's fine. Lekker man. So far so good. Say! Say! Love it! Steek hom skat. Woo! Careful! Nice! Kom jy meer na my toe? Okay, jy's fine. Go for it.
And this specific obstacle has got variants from a level 2 to a level 4, and then Anthony came and he showed us almost a level 6 on this obstacle. And in this next portion of the farm, we were all caught by surprise, especially Werner, our camera guy, who was not ready for what happened next. Willem sarcastically pointed out to a huge extreme rocky terrain, then Anthony went off course. Anthony just took a direction and drove over those huge boulders without a line spotter. Firstly, I want to say, Anthony, well done, that was amazing. Well, somewhere along the line, Anthony got hung up on a huge rock, hanging literally with his wheels in the air. After winching himself off from that situation, we all thought this is good to go. However, a huge surprise awaited all of us. Things did not go according to plan from there. As Anthony came down from that huge boulder, there was another one in the middle of the way. Unfortunately, that next boulder destroyed the oil cooler and the boost pipe underneath Anthony's vehicle.
How does it feel, man?
Oh, this is wheeling, man.
Lekker. Love it.
Look, you've got friends that I've just met today rolling rocks around that are probably the same mass as they are to put underneath the back wheel after we fixed the hose.
While I quickly went back to town to get some spare parts and oil, Peter removed all the damaged parts underneath the petrol. After Peter bypassed the oil cooler, Anthony could get his Plas implement off from that hill.
That's it, you're out. Lekker, man.
In 3, 2, 1.
Action. Action. Remember action. Anyway, guys, so that's a wrap from today. Not a Bosryers episode, but however, a memorial drive that we enjoyed here at Hathrot, from Willem, who initiated the whole day, Peter, who also helped building the track on this farm. There was also today a bush mechanic, and Anthony from, of course, 4x4, that joined us on this special day. And on his very first trip with the Bosryers, had to make use of the Bosryers bush mechanics. So, Anthony, first of all, how was the day in your opinion?
No, we had a good day. I think it was quite sentimental at the beginning with the placing of the plaque and sort of an era dienst, if you want to call it, and then some people left at about lunchtime to whatever they had to do, and then we carried on, and it just got rougher and rougher. And then somebody told me, I'll take you to some rocks, give them a show. So I did, and burst an oil cooler and a boost pipe, and then I didn't lay in the dirt. This man laid in the dirt and got oil all over himself. Okay, we do have some oil, a little bit, but
did it taste some oil?
No, I don't know.
Likely not.
And Etienne went to town quickly to buy some oil, just to top up. We didn't actually need too much, but it was better to be safe than sorry. Thank you, Etienne.
Anytime.
But it was a fun day. Look, the sun is we're out longer than I anticipated.
All of us.
But I think the experience also for others that have not seen a breakdown, or who's going catastrophic. Ons gaan hier doodgaan. We're going to die right here. We'll never get out of here. Because actually no, we'll just pull out some tools and do a repair. And this one had a pipe, and this one had this, and so we got the bottom of a pipe of something. I don't know. It's an aerial or a mast or something.
Yeah, something that's got to do with tour radios.
And then a hydraulic hose from the town for the oil hose. So it was good bush mechanic stuff.
Yeah. And I know the previous time that I went off course with you guys, I know we also went in the bush, beating my tire and so forth after I cut the sidewall.
Yeah, and the tie rod that was touching something there, remember?
Yeah, the tie rod end that went touching the chassis of the bakkie, yeah. No, that was quite an experience.
But we fix it and go on. It's
well, maintenance is part of the package.
If you're going to drive rough, you've got to know you got break stuff.
Absolutely. Anyway, Willem, anything from your side?
Ek wil net sê baie dankie manne, dit was 'n heerlike dag. Pieter, dankie vir jou bosmechanic. Meneer Engelsman. Ja. Jy het my goed vandag gewys. Jy het net 'n dag iets gewys.
'n Engelsman kan, 'n
Engelsman, hè. En Etienne, sterkte vir julle familie nogmaals.
Baie
die Here die pad saam met julle stap. Ons is daar vir julle my maat. Nou die Bosryers nou nie gou. Dis nou jy Pieter se job van nou af, né? Daar's hy.
Wel, dit gaan sad wees as oom ook uitloop. Maar ja, skofte is maar 'n ding. Alright guys, see you on the next episode.
Middag. Ek is Willem Lemkoel van die Bosryers en ek wil graag namens die Bosryers net vir julle sê dis 'n droewige dag. Ons neem afskeid van Zagrys Dempers. Hy's 'n legende in die Bosryers. Hy's die stigter daarvan. En ja, hy sal altyd deel wees van die Bosryers en ons glo die Bosryers sal net groei en sterker word. En ons sal altyd elke geleentheid sal ons onthou. Hy was die stigter en hy's die man wat die ding begin het. En dan wil ek net namens die Bosryers vir die familie sê sterkte. Mag die Here saam met julle wees. Mag julle die troos ontvang. En ons dank en ons loof die Here vir 'n vriend wat ons kon ken en vir die tyd wat hy geleen was aan ons. En ons gaan almal hom mis. Sterkte vir julle.